Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. When a country is divided on the basis of color, of its skin, of its people, it ceases to be a democracy, because the very ethos of democracy is encapsulated in our constitution, that the state shall not discriminate against any citizen on the grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex or their place of birth. The people of South of India come from a lineage of great dynasties. The Cheras, the Cholas, the Pandyas, Chalukyas, the Pallavas and the Vijayanagaras. And they are as Indian as the one born in Kashmir or Arunachal Pradesh or Uttar Pradesh or in Maharashtra or in Rajasthan. Does every dark-skinned people look like an African? What is Sam Pitroda trying to really say? Why are these seeds of racism being sown today in the election year? We are already fighting the challenge of religious polarization by political parties for votes. Is the politics of race now going to be the next political plank on the basis of which politicians divide the country in the desire to get votes? We are aware that the racist rhetoric peddled, especially towards South Indians in the country, forms of casual racism is rampant on the streets in terms of snide remarks regarding skin color. Now, when Sam Pitroda calls South Indians Africans, these remarks feed into the stereotypes and the prejudices that aim to alienate them. Sam Pitroda is under fire for his racist rant, but what about the larger impact of this on the people of the South of India? What do South Indians feel? Will their real and lived experience be impacted by a tall leader of the grand old party of the country who passes such irresponsible comments? I'm going to start my conversation and get Anurag Naidu on the telecast with me. Anurag, the same question. What is a person sitting out of South of India, whether it is in Karnataka or Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, or in Tamil Nadu or Kerala, really thinking when he or she hears this very irresponsible racist comment against South Indians? Okay, Jimsa Abraham is on the telecast with me. Anurag is going to join me shortly. And Jimsa, the same question to you. How do you feel when you heard this?
All right, Megha, thank you for having me. See, as soon as I heard it, I found it shocking and surprising, to say the least. This is a direct attack, not just on the southern part of India, but entirely on the idea of what we stand for. Calling this unfortunate and brushing this under the carpet by the Congress party will not help. This man has some sort of psychosis. I begin to feel that he has developed some form of senile psychosis, for lack of a better word. This is utterly reprehensible and distasteful. So I would suggest, if the Congress party opens its ears and listens to the public, they would do well to take such people away from all posts of responsibility at the earliest. Not just saying that it's unfortunate or unacceptable. You are not doing anybody any good saying so.
Okay. Shekhar Vijayan, the same question to you. Now, I have not seen any of the leaders, whether it is M.K. Stalin or Udayanidhi or Revant Reddy, KCR, coming out and speaking against Sam Pitroda's comment. Are they not proud people of southern part of India who want to decry this very racist comment that is coming from a leader who Rahul Gandhi looks up to as a mentor, as a philosopher, as a guide?
Megha, thank you for having me over. See, this entire statement by Sam Pitroda reeks of frustration, it reeks of self-defeat, it reeks of a mindset, it reeks of an attitude which requires course correction. Now, in terms of the politicians you named, I think the fact that they haven't spoken up and they're really thinking what they should speak about says a lot about how the Indians feel about it. this man has no. This is not the first time he's made inflammatory statements like this. When I say inflammatory, I mean it in spirit and in person and in letter, because he's made statements like this earlier too, which are nonsensical, which have no bearing in terms of what is happening in India. Now, if he's trying to make a statement and try to garner votes with this, I think it's really wrong, because it's only galvanized Indians further. And to talk to people in terms of caste, creed, and religion in a country which is so diverse and so indigenous and so unique, I think it makes no sense. Now, with the politicians not opening up and talking, I think we have seen politicians across party circles speaking up against it. So they don't understand the logic behind it. And it's strange that this man's prodigy is Rahul Gandhi, and who has made statements like this in the past. So people can connect the dots very quickly, and they also realize that this is dangerous for India. You are sitting somewhere in a foreign country talking about India because you want to be subservient to that place, and talk about India like India's brown skin. I think those days have gone long time back. We are no longer snake charmers. We are no longer a country which thinks in that manner. I think this entire concept, this entire phenomena of making statements like this and also stereotyping Indians in this manner is so wrong and so atypical of somebody of this nature.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I think this is really important that we should all stand up as one, and it's nice to see everybody standing up as one. In terms of fighting this out, and you taking up this issue, your channel taking up this issue, because this is really wrong. This is inflammatory, and this is not something which can be just brushed away. He's talking about everybody in general, not just one person. He's talking about Indians in general, and I think Indians should really take it seriously.
Yeah. Uma Anandan, there is already rampant racism that we see when we talk about the people of the South. And there has always been an effort towards reducing, completely ending the kind of racist tendencies certain individuals in the country or across the globe may have. And here in India, when we talk about the North-South divide, and it may be on various issues, but in a country that has been ruled by colonists, the British Empire, the white-skinned people, and we still have this, racism that is intrigued amongst ourselves. It's because we have the tendency of looking at people who are white-skinned to be better than us. We have these fairness products that we not just watch on television screens, our movie stars endorse them, we lap them up. So in a situation where we find in our country and try to make people understand and accept that dark skin is not something that is to be hated, to be discriminated against. And Sam Pitroda, who himself is dark skinned, who himself is brown skinned, now comes up with a statement calling people of South Africans. Isn't he then again propagating and preaching that it's better to be white? It's always somebody who's looking from the lens. It's like a white man's burden. It's how the British used to treat us, that we are brown skinned, we are lesser of individuals, we are lesser of human beings, and a concept that has been left behind after the British left. And while we are trying to destigmatize ourselves from this kind of tendencies, here you have Sam Pitroda making the same statement, bringing India down, bringing South Indians down, and bringing back India taking it back to another 75 years and more. Uma Anandan, what do you view about this? How do you view this? Uma, can you hear me? Okay, we'll try to get Uma as well. In just a short while, Uma, we are facing an audio glitch over there. We'll try to rectify that. I have also with me Varun Singh. And Varun, the same question to you. You know, an analogy that I make with regards to the British India and the kind of legacy it has left behind. We are in this post-colonialism era, or perhaps used to be up until very recently, where everything that was white was something that we were attracted to. We never liked our brown skin. There is acceptability and even pride now. But when a Sam Pitroda comes out and makes such a statement, and particularly to the people of the South, it is derogatory.
Absolutely. And there is, to be honest, since the time the statement of Mr. Sam Pitroda has come out, and the kind of reaction that we have seen from people across the country, I myself am brown skin. And, to be honest, what someone says doesn't matter to me. But when a fellow Indian who is the chairman of the grand old party sits in the US and makes such racist remarks against fellow Indians, including me, you, Megha, and everyone over here, that he defined people based on color, and there is no other definition. People can say anything, that he was not being racist. His comment should be seen in complete, the context is being missed out. That is secondary. This is election time. He is apparently the guru of Rahul Gandhi, the mentor of Rahul Gandhi, and he makes such statements. It clearly shows the problem that the Congress is suffering from. It goes on to show how Congress still looks upon the people of this country, and how the Congress leaders are clearly unaware about what the sentiment of a common Indian is. And this is not the first time when Rahul Gandhi or his guru has made, to be honest, Sam Pitroda has made such kind of comments here earlier, or to be honest, Manishankar Iyer. Congress has done so many. I don't even call it anymore a gaffe. It is basically a well-intended statement that was made to divide the people of this country, calling people from the Northeast as Chinky or Chinese is considered or can draw you to the police station, because there would be FIRs. And here we have someone in a responsible position calling the people from Northeast that they are Chinese, they look like Chinese, just based on how they look. And that is one big problem that we are facing. And to be honest, I saw a reporter asking Priyanka Gandhi कि आप लोग ऐसे full toss ball करते हो, आप ऐसे loose ball करते हो, तो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी उस पे full toss तो मारेंगे ही. Obviously, when you are serving everything to the Prime Minister, to the BJP, to the common Indian on platter, what do you expect? आपका वो थाली पूजा करने वाली थाली नहीं है. वो थाली, in the earlier days, in the communist days, there used to be a thali and chamcha by which people would bang the chamcha on the thali to make noise, and this is what is happening. Let me tell you very honestly, this statement by Sam Pitroda is going to cost the Congress a lot, because it has not hurt a political party. It has hurt the common Indian across Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Manipur to Maharashtra, from Rajasthan to Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Everyone is
fair enough. Coming back to you, Jimson, now particularly I have a problem with Priyanka Gandhi's Vadra's statement as well, because as Varun was mentioning that when a reporter asked her to react about what Sam Pitroda said, and the reaction that came in from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, she spoke about how the BJP is used to pick up issues which are useless. She called this issue a useless issue. Now, does this, is right now when the Congress is playing on the defensive, it doesn't really have anything to justify it. Is this a justified statement for Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who is part of the Gandhi family, to call it useless? And if it's so useless, why have an individual like Sam Pitroda sit on the chair of the Overseas Congress as the Overseas Congress chief and be a mentor of Rahul Gandhi? Why don't they just completely cut off all ties from him?
Absolutely, 100%. One, what Priyanka Gandhi Vadra had spoken about is completely, or the way she had mentioned about this, was completely irresponsible, to say the least, especially after the better part of South India having gone to polls already. This has been completely distasteful. It is irresponsible for somebody like Priyanka Gandhi, who does not hold any official position within the Congress party, to dismiss it and say that, there are other issues that we should be fighting for or fighting about. The least that the Congress party would do now is take this man away from this post and call what he said the way it is. It was utterly racist and a nasty thing to do, especially with a large part of North India going to polls now.
Absolutely. Uma Anandan, what is your reaction? Obviously, the Prime Minister has made it apparent to the rest of the country that he will not allow for racism to become a divisive factor, to break India, to divide India, to polarize India. Now, in a situation such as this, where the Congress is accusing the BJP, saying that you are making a big issue out of a trivial matter and calling Sam Pitroda's statement trivial, but the very essence of a political party or a leader of the country raising this issue up because it's an issue that is irking and hurting the country, its countrymen. If a leader will not pick it up, then who will? Are we just going to sit mute and listen to what Sam Pitroda says? And while we sit in our drawing rooms and bedrooms and discuss about this and show angst, do we really have a voice to put it across to Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, to Jairam Ramesh, and tell them, listen, straightforward, that this, what was said, was a racist comment, wrongful comment, and the Congress needs to take account of it?
Definitely, I think we have kept quiet too long. We have never, see, as you rightly said, once Mr. Rahul Gandhi called the Modi clan itself in a very disdainful term, and he was taken to court. And he went and apologized there. I think it is high time these people are taught a lesson. The beauty of India is its unity in diversity. Yes, South Indians, we look different. The Punjabis look different. With all this, we continue together as Bharat, as one nation. The beauty of India itself is the different languages, the different creeds, the different tribes, our different cultural heritage, everything. That is what makes us a beautiful nation with all our diverse features. Now I would like to ask, who is the Tukde gang now? They point out their fingers at us to say that we are the ones who are separating the people of India. But what about Mr. Sam Pitroda's comment now? What is the Congress reaction to it? If it is going to be the same comment as Ms. Priyanka Gandhi, I think it is high time the Grand Old Party is taught a very, very unforgettable lesson. I think the court should take cognizance of this. And Sam Pitroda and Rahul Gandhi and all, they seem to enjoy making such comments. Is it because they want to draw attention? They want to draw the media attention? They want to be the talking during in a living room or outside in the media houses? They want to be the center of attraction? Is this what they want? And we have in Tamil Nadu the same example, who said they would like to destroy Sanatana Dharma. All this is going on. There seems to be no end for controversies like this.
Okay.
But they have the audacity to point out at us to say that we are the people who are segregating the country on religious basis, segregating the country on caste basis. Mr. Sam Pitroda seems to be a new apartheid. That is what he is advocating now. An apartheid for Bharat. Is this a new theory that they are floating?
Okay.
And what is the intellectual wing of Mr. Jairam Ramesh, Congress, who always has a comment for everything? What are they going to say for this? They want us to take all these comments lying down?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Coming back to you, Shekhar. Now, as Uma Anandan said, that is BJP taking this too light? Beg your pardon. Is Congress taking it too lightly? Because on one hand, Priyanka comes out and says this is a useless issue. So, BJP and Modi, like a loose cannon, has come out and attacked the Congress for a quote-unquote useless issue. Besides distancing itself from Sam Pitroda's statement that Jairam Ramesh has done nothing about it. And this is twice in 2 weeks that the Congress has been forced to distance itself from Sam's statement.
See, the Congress is ignoring this at their own peril. It goes without saying that this is just galvanized all Indians across the country. The second thing is this is just the ammunition which Modi would need. In terms of we have seen that the Honorable Prime Minister has been very combative in these elections. I think he's going to go after Congress for this, which is perfectly right. Now, in terms
But
of
Shekhar, my
what
point is, why are we saying it as ammunition for the opposition party to once again attack the Congress? My point is, isn't this the voice of every single Indian that the Prime Minister is voicing? Because when you say that you're spreading racism, this is apartheid, you are dividing the country on the basis of color of the skin of the people. This is exactly you, me and everybody else who's sitting in their drawing rooms and listening to Sam Pitroda thinking.
Absolutely. So Megha, like I said earlier, I think this is very regressive. It's very callous. And Congress is taking this for granted. They feel that Indians won't respond to something like this. They have done this in the past. This is not the first time they've made statements like this. They made all kinds of statements against Indians, inheritance tax, and now this entire statement around the color, race, and skin. Now the point is, they don't know what Indians really are dealing with. There are different issues we're dealing with, but this is really stupid. This is really irrational. It's very inflammatory, and it's not just you. I think all of us as Indians, I think we're all as one because we feel the statement was really not needed. This is for somebody who's sitting somewhere in US and talking about India, and he has a very very warped version of what Indians think, how Indians act, how Indians behave, which is so wrong and so stupid. I think it goes without saying, elections come elections. What we should be really focusing on is development, infrastructure, and what India should look like in the next 20-25 years, which is what I think the Honorable Prime Minister is doing right now, which is what we would all look at as prospective voters. But here you have the Congress team, you have Sam Pitroda, who's also an advisor to Rahul Gandhi, who's talking about taking India back in the dark ages. So I think there's we can see the difference. And I'm sure the voters so evolved to know whom to vote for and to vote for an India which is progressing forward.
So Varun, if the people living in the Northeast look like Chinese and those living in the South look like Africans and those in the West look like Arabs and those in the North look like the whites, now then which is the category of Indian and which part of the country do they reside that actually look like Indian?
Very pertinent question, but probably Sam Pitroda can answer it and the Congress can answer it. But, hats off to you for asking such a question, because I don't think that question can be answered by anyone over here based on the definition that Sam Pitroda gave. Because for me, an Indian is someone who is an Indian, who loves this country, who wants this country to prosper. And I see that in every Indian, that particular feeling exists. And one more thing, in the race of elections, we all had forgotten one thing, which Prime Minister Modi in Telangana very rightly pointed out, was why I do think that, Sam Pitroda probably was tutored to say this, to change the entire election topic, because as Modi ji rightly pointed out, that I wouldn't name the industrialists, but Modi ji rightly pointed out in Telangana about two industrialists, and why Rahul Gandhi, who used to name them every morning, every afternoon, has gone silent now after Adani signed in January 2024.
Yes, he said that, and there has been politics over that as well, but I'm not going to delve into that. I'm not going to digress to that.
I'm not going there. What I'm saying,
quickly, 30 seconds. I don't have time. Yes.
Sam Pitroda's statement is used today to divert from all the hullabaloo that Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Ms. Priyanka Gandhi and the Congress has been making for all these days, years, accusing the growth of country. And this is their way, this is their trick, trying to fool the Indians, but Indians are smart enough. They have seen through it, and that is what I would say.
All right. Jim sir, you want to make a point? I have only about 15 to 20 seconds.
All right, thank you very much. See, firstly, it is not for Jairam Ramesh to comment on how unacceptable the entire statement is. Somebody in the know-how and is responsible for the Congress party, at least the president of the party for now, should take a firm decision and act with decisiveness and equal swiftness on how they are to deal with such intolerant, loose statements by senile, psychotic leaders such as these. Number one. Number two, brushing aside such important matters, saying it is it is less important than unemployment and inflation, just plays into the hands of the BJP. And honestly, this is the last thing I thought I'd say. Our Prime Minister has been accused of being the divider in chief for the longest time. And honestly, this is one time I can proudly say that he has stood for all of us and in fact has been the uniter in chief at this instance.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Uma, you want to make a point? Quickly, 20 seconds.
My co-panelist, if somebody is from Karnataka, I would like to ask them, Chennagiriya, that's all. If it is Gujarati, I would like to say, Sarche, Kemche, Kaise ho? If he is from the north, it is Kaise ho. That's how I think. We're all boys and behens. So let them not try to put the seed of hatred. And the grand old party will not stoop down to these levels. I think the least we expect them is to tell Sam Pitroda and cronies like him to ask them to go climb trees or jump into the Bay of Bengal.
Okay, all right. I only have as much time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.